Hello, this is Montana. Welcome to my channel. Wishing that I had better news, being the first vlog slash video that I'm making. Yeah, this sucks. If you have no idea who I am or what I do, I'm a pro wrestler. I'm a femboy pro wrestler in the Cincinnati area. And I found out that I've been wrestling on a torn ACL, completely torn meniscus, and a cartilage defect for 9 months straight. And I found that out last week, and I need surgery, and I'm going to be out for a year plus. So, what is the point of this video? The point of this video is to give you updates of the surgery. I got it scheduled, and what we're going to be doing for the next year. What I'm going to be doing, because I can't wrestle now. So, yeah, that's it. So, the surgery's been scheduled for February 12th. They have to go into my knee 12 times. I'm going to have 12 scars in my right knee. And, yeah, it's crazy. Unbelievable. I'm not really in pain. Like, it's uncomfortable. I would definitely say that. It's definitely weird. Like, it's very hard to explain. You know that feeling that you have, like, when you're sleeping at school or you're, having one of the dreams that you're falling? I have that feeling every 10 minutes. Like, just constantly feeling like I'm falling. Just over and over again. Even though my knee isn't giving out, it has the feeling, and I feel like it's going to give out. So if you don't know the story, this happens all the way back in April. The first week of April of last year, so 9-10 months ago, and I was doing a normal training like always, getting out of body slam position, and lo and behold, my knee gives out. Something I've done 1,000 times. Right when I gave out, my foot got in between the two mats, gave out on me, and everyone was kind of panicking. At that moment, it really did hurt a lot, but I was trying to manage my emotions at that point, and I thought, and I personally believed, that I dodged a bullet. I thought I had a sprain, that this will blow over after a few weeks, and 2 days later, actually 1 day later, like, because it happened on a Thursday, that Saturday, I wrestled a match at Fight for the Future, and I, rested on it for a good bit. For a few weeks. I wrestled, I think, another match in between there. And it started getting better. There was weird things to it. For example, like, I would stretch it, and it would make the loudest popping noise in the world. You will be in one room, I'll be in the other, and you can hear me just, it's like a little pop noise. And I'd never done that before. And I was like, well, this is wrestling. That's just, things happen. Your knee just starts making weird noises. And, yeah, so I go and see a doctor, and then the doctor, he puts his glasses on, he takes a good look at it. I'm not in pain. I was doing squats in front of him. I did all this test that he wanted me to do, and he's like, it's a sprain. Just put some ice on it, Mind you, I've been icing it the whole time. You just gonna stretch it out. It'll be fine in a couple weeks. That was, I think, late April, May. Okay, so I did that. I did the rice method. I rested it. I iced it. I did the compressions. I've elevated it many of times. I have 20 pillows on my bed. I did it all. It got better. I was able to squat heavy weight on it, and I did. I started doing lunges. I started doing all the moves. So I started doing this, and this, and this, all with a completely torn ACL. I personally, I didn't know. I thought it was a sprain, and it didn't hurt that bad. It give out on me. It would give out on me at the most random times. It would feel weird. It would do weird things and make weird noises. And that's what I thought it was. And then January go by. I reactivated it. I go to the ER. They gave me a bunch of painkillers, which, oh my God, it was the greatest thing on earth. I was in so much pain. And when they gave me those painkillers, man, it was the greatest feeling of all time. I understand. It was awesome. And then they got the x-rays, nothing on the x-rays. I figured, I was able to feel my toes and everything. And it's the exact same injury. It's the exact same swelling. It was the exact same motion it happened. So I'm like, this is another sprain. I re-sprained it. Maybe it didn't re-heal properly last time. Maybe it is now, the whole jazz. I go see a doctor over in Beacon, and he actually gives me the MRI. He's expecting it, his assistant actually, expecting it to just be a meniscus, maybe sprain, maybe slight tear that could heal by itself. And then when I get the MRI, I'm in his office. He comes in and gives me the most cancer-like statement, like, I'm so sorry. Your knee is fucked. And I'm like, what do you mean? Whoa. And mind you, I just did a leg day that day. Like, I literally just got done working out. Like, doing squats, doing lunges, uncomfortable, yes. But, mind you, what I was expecting was, it's sprained, wait 2 or 3 months, get back in there, something like that. But no, he's like, yeah, your whole ACL gone, your meniscus gone, it's never been there. Your cartilage, I didn't know what that was until then. He's like, it's defective, I don't know what that means. And then he's like, let me show you. I'm like, I'm not in pain. And he goes and like lifts up both my knees or whatever, and he's like, watch this, and he moves my injured knee, like kneecap, up like 1 or 2 inches on each side, and then he goes to my other knee, my good healthy knee, and nothing. It doesn't move at all. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, that might be why, there might be some problems. And I look at the MRI, and it's completely torn. Like, it's not even a joke. It's been torn. And he says that there's a very good chance it all looks aged, and I feel the exact same way that I did back in April. So yeah, completely torn ACL, completely torn meniscus, cartilage. It's all messed up, and there are gonna be 12 scars on my knee. It's all gonna be a whole jazz. So for one, he told me that I'm going to be out for work for multiple weeks. I'll be able to do desk work after 3 or 4 weeks maybe, depending on how I feel, how much I can bounce back. I'll be doing physical therapy for like 6 weeks, I think. 6 weeks, 2 days a week, 6 weeks. So like 12, 18 times just to be able to move it. He says I'm going to be out from working out, lower body, like heavy for 9 months. Actual wrestling is going to be a year. So... yeah. Fun. I think I cried, 100 times when I first got the news. I think it took me about a week to really let it set in. I went through the 7 stages of grief. And, I've kind of accepted it now. Because, it kind of really does suck. Because this is the one thing I've wanted to do my entire life. Like, the number one thing. Like, I can be homeless, barely surviving, and if I'm wrestling, I'm okay. You kind of just know. Like, for some of you, you kind of know what you like, what your passion is, what you're going to want to be. And that, for me, was pro wrestling. Like, if it's one person out there or a million people out there, I'll wrestle the exact same way. Like, it doesn't matter. The fame doesn't matter. The money doesn't matter. I can do it for free for the rest of my life, and I would still do it. Like, that's the passion that I have for it. And I hope people realize that. Like, I was willing to wrestle on this even more. Like, it doesn't hurt that bad. It's a torn ACL. It's gonna hurt. But I was advised that if I don't get it fixed, complete knee replacement by age 30, arthritis on the knee before, the age of 40, and that, and if I want to make this a career, and a lot of the higher ups, the vets, doctors, even telling me, if I want to continue this path of wrestling, I got to get it fixed. So I made the decision that I am going to get the surgery, which really sucks, but I'm going to work on other things. And what does that mean now? What does that mean now for this channel and this, the future of Montana? Well, for one, I'm not leaving. Hopefully you can figure that out. I will go insane if I didn't do something creative. So expect more videos. I would expect a lot more videos when it comes to this channel. A lot more promos. I only have like 16 more matches left to post, so not a whole lot left. All right, To be honest, I got 16 more matches. I think I've only wrestled 40 matches, I think, total. Maybe 50. I might have got lucky at 50. Like, I only got a little bit because I think later on, I think like October, November, December, like the knee was bothering me quite a bit and this shoulder problem. Mind you, I haven't even told you my shoulder and it might need surgery as well. So, it's great over here. We're doing great. And expect more videos from this channel, you know, more creativity when it comes to photo shoots. There'll be a lot more photo shoots on my Instagram. If you don't follow that, you can follow my Instagram, my Reddit, Facebook, all that jazz. And yeah, if you have any ideas when it comes to video styles or video ideas that you want to see me do, or maybe you want to see me game, that's an option. I'm not a big gamer anymore, but this might be the comeback. I used to make gaming videos back then, and I'm making a comeback, baby. So yeah, that's the update. February 12th, I will be making a ton more videos. I will keep you guys updated when it comes to post-surgery and my rehab when it comes to... Is rehab the correct word? I think it is. Rehab, I know rehab is like drugs and... rehab... Yeah, the rehab's fine, right? I'm not going crazy. Well, fixing my knee. Rehab. I'm going to say rehab. Rehab! Alright? Rehab my knee. I will let you guys updated on all that, all the vlogs, and I'll keep updated with everything. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you being here. And if you like this video, give it a like maybe. If not, don't give it a like. And if you want to see more content, subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.